Hey everyone, my name is Lacey and welcome to my channel. So this week we are doing another rock painting video. I do have a couple of rock painting videos on my channel. I feel like I have a wide variety of things on my channel. That's just because I have a lot of interest, so I hope to do something that you guys like. And of course, if you guys have any comments, suggestions, or ideas, you can always put those below the video. So I started rock painting because I heard about the Kindness Rock Project, and I talk about this a lot more in my first video. So if you guys have not seen my first rock painting video, I will put it in the iCards above so you guys can check that out. Anyways, I like to paint rocks and I like to leave them around the community for people to find, and it makes me happy to spread kindness with others. I also like to give them away to my friends or family if I think that they will like it, and I think it's just something really fun to do. I'm on a few different pages on Facebook for rock painting, and someone asked why paint on rocks, why not paint on canvas? And a lot of people said because it's less pressure. It's less pressure than having to paint a whole canvas. Rocks can be small. Also, you're making art that you can just carry around with you unless you do like a boulder. And I agree. I just like it. It's kind of like my paper squishy videos. I like having art that's like 3D, you know? And so I hope that you guys enjoy this. I hope that you will do your own rock painting, and I hope that you guys share that with me. I have all my social media accounts down below, and of course if you like my video, please like and subscribe. And I am super excited to get into this with you guys. Also, I wanted to share a little story, and that is that when I came to Quebec, I looked for a Quebec rock painting group. I also have talked about this in my past videos, but I have not found one, which is really discouraging. I finally found one during the quarantine. I think someone decided to create one, but there's only 2 members and they won't accept my friend request, so I think maybe it just kind of flopped. Like they just decided not to do it. And so I figured that rock painting is not really a thing here. I haven't really seen it anywhere, but I still wanted to share my rocks. So I've been placing them around the community, and I decided to put one down by our mailbox. We have like a community mailbox down the road, and this is just where like it's a lot of different postal boxes and they're all connected. So I was hiding like a rock kind of underneath it. I don't know, there wasn't really anywhere else to put it, but you could see it pretty plainly though. And it was there for a couple of days and then it was gone. And then I went back and I found this rock. It's a little sailboat. On the other side it's red. It's maybe not exactly rock. I think it's like partly gravel or something. And it looks like they painted it with nail polish. And the scent was very strong. If you follow me on Instagram, then you've already seen the story. But I could tell that they had just painted it because the scent was so strong. And I thought it was so endearing that I shared my rock with them and then they wanted to share their rock with me. And that just super touched my heart. So I actually made a gift box that I want to give to this child because I'm thinking they probably don't have rock painting things since they're using this piece of like gravel and nail polish. So I went and I bought some stickers and some paint, and I already had rocks. And I'm going to leave a note on the mailbox to have them call me so I can give them the box. I wanted it to be anonymous, but I'm afraid either someone's going to steal it or it's going to get rained on. The box isn't big enough to go under the mailbox, so anyways, I hope that their parents will call me and I can give them the box. I am super excited, and I just thought I would share that to you because it was so endearing and it makes me so happy to be able to share my crafting with people. That's why I have this channel. So anyways, I guess that we are ready to get into it. All you need is rocks and something to color with. I use paint and I also use paint markers. These are just ones I got from Michaels. They're Craft Smart. I hear that Posca pens are super great. I do want them. I just haven't gotten them yet. But these haven't let me down yet. So just whatever you guys want to paint with. So I wanted to share a little bit how I got this idea, and that is it all started when I was on one of the rock painting groups on Facebook. It was called Painted Rocks. I say was because I think it got deleted somehow. I actually am on a few different groups on Facebook for rock painting just to see what's out there, share my videos, share my experiences as well. It's so much fun to have this kind of community online, and I was on like 3 different groups. The one that found this idea on was called Painted Rocks, but now when I search it, it's not there. So if you're in that group, maybe you could tell me what happened. But there was a woman on there. Her name is Jennifer Lawson, and she gave me permission to use her idea. I'm going to show a couple of her rocks right now. And she shared one of her rocks, and I saw it. I thought it was so awesome. I don't know why, but she was getting a lot of backlash because people were like, oh, well, you didn't do all that by hand. Like, maybe she's somehow less of an artist because she didn't do her rocks like they did their rocks, which I do not agree with. I just feel like art is subjective and anyone can make art. Like, seriously, wasn't there art where someone put a banana on a wall or something? Like, anyone can make art in any way that they choose to, and doesn't mean that they're any less of a person. Like, each person brings something new to the table. Even if you're trying to make something look just like someone else's, that's your art. That's something that you created from your heart. You did your best. You did your hardest. I loved her art. I thought it was awesome. I'm doing it in my video. So I will get off my soapbox. Anyway, I just think there's always going to be judgmental people out there, but I feel like art is special because each person is different. Each person brings their personality, brings their love, brings whatever to their artwork, and it's special. It is. So I really loved her idea. She told me some stuff about it. To be honest, I couldn't go back and look at the post because I couldn't find the group anymore. But I remember her telling me that she uses dotting tools, which is actually really popular in rock painting videos, but I couldn't find any at the store. So I need to order some online or something, but I haven't yet. But I did find these at the Dollarama, and there was 5 bundles, one of them still in my desk. And they're all the same size, so that's kind of the downfall, but they're like little rods, and they were just a couple of dollars, so I bought them. But I already tried them out, and they actually do work really well to dot, just not different sizes. I don't remember what she said that she used her dotting tool for. Maybe she just uses that to paint with. I'm not really sure. But yeah, she told me that she uses fingernail polish to help make the sand sparkly. So I got this nail polish at the Dollarama. It also just costed a few dollars. I can't get it to focus. It's Sally Hansen Hard as Nails. And she uses stickers. So I got some of those. I'm going to use some of my sticky stickers. So if you guys have been watching my sticky subscription unveiling, then you guys will be ready for this. If not, I will put one of the videos above in the iCards, and also have my painting pins, like I said. And I'm just so excited to try this out with you guys. And then I also had an idea. It was inspired by doing mixed media pen pal letters, but I actually want to try to use some paper on my rock as well. So we're going to try that out and see how it goes. And basically this whole idea is just that mixed media means that you use a lot of different things to make your final product. If you're doing like a letter, you're not just using pencil and paper, but you're using stamps, buttons, and gems, and lace, and you're using a wide variety of things. And then if you're doing rocks, you're not just using paint and rocks, you're using fingernail polish and stickers and paper and just whatever you want to use to bring to it. And I just think that's so awesome. It's like a collage on your rock. But anyways, I will stop talking about it and I will just show you guys. So I hope that you guys are ready for this, and I hope that you guys will try it out. And I can't wait to experience this with you guys. So let's get started. I started out by painting all of the rocks with, it's kind of like gesso. It's basically gesso. It's just really thick white paint. This helps me get a good smooth layer before I start painting and allows me to not have to use so many layers of paint. Otherwise, I would be doing like 5 coats of red. Instead, I can just do one or two coats of this, and then one coat of red. I used a rock that I had already painted in one of my older videos that I didn't get around to using, and then I actually painted two extra this time that I didn't get to use, so I will use those in my next rock painting video. After the paint dried, I used this little piece of cardboard to make lines. I drew this on with a pencil as a guide so then I could paint it. I then started coloring it in. I colored the first stripe and then I also colored the bottom of the cake. I did mess up a bit, but I talk about this more at the end. I then started to paint in the yellow, the green, and then the blue. I then did a really thick layer of the white and I purposely made it look textured to give it a more frosting feel. And then I got out my clay sprinkles. I think I've mentioned these before that I really wanted to use them, so I'm super excited I finally got to use them. I got them from an Etsy shop that was called Sizzler Slime, and it was fairly cheap. I think it was $9 American dollars for all three, and then they gave me this free little lollipop that says thank you. I then covered the entire thing in sprinkles. I tried to do a pretty thick layer. I thought that looked the best this way. I apologize for the messy piece of paper underneath. I usually put a piece of paper under my artwork so that way it doesn't get my desk messy, so I just used it for this as well. I then started two beach themed rocks. I kind of did like at the same time because it was easier that way to just do the same colors. And the woman that I got this idea from, she did a lot of beach scenes and they were really beautiful. I did a couple of layers of fingernail polish to make it really sparkly. Once it dried, it didn't really look purpley like it does in the bottle, which I was actually anticipating. So that way it just has a nice sparkly effect on the sand. So I tried to make waves with the white paint marker, but it did not look the way I wanted to. It looked too flat. And then I made the clouds. I tried to cover the white with a light blue. I thought that would make it look a little bit more subtle, but it did not look good. So I decided to do something else, which is I wanted to mix some paint, but not thoroughly mix it so you could see different colors in there, but I still couldn't really see any white. So I made a really thick layer to show texture, and then I just took some white and actually just dabbed it on there. And then I did something similar to the other rock, but I mixed in the white a little bit more so it didn't have the same effect, but I liked the first one better than the second one. I didn't really know what I was doing, but I think it came out really well. I colored in a sun, and then I got out my sticky stickers, and I used a sailboat, an airplane, some crabs and starfish. I think it worked really well because they had a clear background. I used a moose sticker for the other one. I did a more simplistic design because it was such a small rock. I did have some issues, but I kind of talk about that at the end as well. So I was putting Mod Podge on my rock to help put this sticker down. Long story, but I had to put a lot on there and I do a couple of layers. And this is just me sealing the other rock. So now I'm starting on my other rock and I just painted it red. This is a bag I keep just scraps in for crafting. So I took out a piece of paper from a book. I put it on top of the rock and then I started to cut around it to kind of make the form of the rock. After I have the basic shape that I want, I started cutting little slits in it. This would help me wrap it around the rock a little bit better without having to fold the paper or anything like that. I then put Mod Podge on it to help stick it down in a kind of decoupage fashion. It took a lot of layers because the edges wanted to stick up, but at the end I think it came out pretty well. I started to color in a flower. It was just something random that I had decided on. There wasn't really any reason for it. I outlined it in black and then I used a little dowel rod to make little green dots around the flower. I got out this little sticker book that my friend gave me and I picked out a sticker that says still growing, which I think is perfect. Hey everyone, thank you for making it to the end of my video. I had so much fun showing you guys this craft and I wanted to show my final products. I do want to warn you guys that some of them are not completely dry and also I still have one that needs gloss. I have been super busy with work. That's why my hair looks crazy, though it kind of always looks crazy nowadays. But I have been doing a peak season at work, so we've been super swamped and I have had little sleep and it's just been crazy, okay? But next week's the last week of peak season for a while, so I'm excited to be able to spend more time on my crafting because there's some stuff that I am like super, super excited to be able to do for you guys. Like, I can't even express my excitement for those, and I hope that you guys will tune in for those when they do come. But anyways, so I'm a little bit behind. I didn't have enough time to do every single thing before it was time to put out the video. I'm already a little bit behind, so I hope that you guys understand. And I wanted to show you my final products. So I didn't do an extra. I usually do like a variation, but I actually did 4 rocks, and normally I feel like I only do 3, so I just showed all 4 in the video instead of doing a variation. So I wanted to show you my final product. I'm going to start with my least favorite and go to my favorite. So my least favorite was this one. It says still growing. So we have the still growing, which is a sticker, and then we have what's behind it, which actually is a piece of paper from a book. It was pretty thick, so I feel like it kind of stuck up in some places. And I kept putting a lot of Mod Podge kind of seal that. In the end, I think it actually sealed pretty well. And then I used paint. I feel like the reason I dislike it the most was just because I did a flower that was really just too big. I tried to write on it with a pencil, but I think I should have just used a piece of paper, drawn out the flower, and then put that piece of paper on top of this piece of paper, but I didn't, and so it was really just too big, and I still like it. I'm not saying I dislike it. I just don't like it as much as the others. I am still new to the whole mixed media theme, but I still like mixed media and I want to continue to use it so I can get better at it. That's the thing to remember is even though you might create something that isn't the best quality or maybe not up to your own standards, everyone says it, but practice makes perfect. And I always try to remember that. I always try to remember if I don't like it, well, I can always redo it. I always could do something else and make it better the next time. My second least favorite was this one. So it's a little bit white right here. It's because it's still drying. So I actually found out that I'm pretty positive. Whoop, I'm pretty positive that the stickers were a misprint and the sticky was on the wrong side. So I actually just used a lot of Mod Podge to get that to stick on there because the texture of the sticker is like plasticky and really thick, so I had to use a lot and that's why it hasn't dried yet. I still like how it turned out. I was excited to use these stickers because I thought it looked kind of mystical. It's hard to see the details, but it kind of like looks like a little galaxy in there. But I still like it overall. My second favorite is this cake slice. So I think I would have liked it more if I had done something different with the side of the cake. So my inspiration was my paper squishy that I had done, which is this. I really like this paper squishy, and in my mind I was like, okay, I'm gonna make this but on my rock. But I didn't actually look at this, I just used it from my memory, and when I did it, first of all, I didn't make the lines thin enough, so I only could have 4 colors, so I was going to do red, yellow, green, blue. I think I should have made the colors lighter because they look a bit odd being so dark. And the other thing was, I don't know, I guess subconsciously I was like, oh, I need to skip a space, so I skipped yellow. I was going to put yellow here. Then I had to put green there, and then, I don't know, it kind of reminded me of Italy or something, just the red and green were so dark. And then, I just feel like it looked a bit off. I think that the sprinkles definitely made it look better. I need to seal it, so that way the sprinkles don't fall off, though. They're not going to just fall off. I want it to be, like, more protected. I still like it. It just didn't come out the way I expected it to look. Though, my fiance said it's his favorite, so... You guys can tell me which one is your favorite. Also, I just wanted to mention that sometimes I keep saying that I'm going to do a poll, but YouTube actually took the polls away, so I cannot do a poll. So if I say that, just ignore me. and put it in the comments below, because I keep being like, okay, you guys can vote on it at the top, but you can't. I can put iCards, which is where at the top it has a link. So I might say, okay, I'll link you to this video, but I cannot do a poll. So, sorry. My favorite is this one. Even though it really didn't come out the way I expected, I wanted to use the animal stickers. I was going to put a frog on there, but instead I used this sticker from Sticky. And it's actually a little bottle that has, I'm not really sure what's in it besides the moon. I think they might be flowers or something. But I love the texture of the waves, even though I had no idea what I was doing at the time. I love the little sun. I put a little boat here and a little airplane on this side. And if you look closely, there's like a little crab, some little starfish in the sand. And I used fingernail polish for the sand as well. So there we go. I also wanted to say, normally I put some stuff on the back, which is like my Facebook link and Instagram and YouTube and all of that. I'm still going to do that. I just haven't yet. But I still like how they all turned out. It's such a new idea to me, but I've been so excited. And actually, if you guys like mixed media, I'm actually going to do a mixed media pen pal video, I think next week. So I hope you guys will come back and watch that, because it was such a great experience for me. Like, seriously, I love it and I'm going to do it again. But anyways, I've had so much fun doing this with you guys. I hope that you guys will try it out and share your creations with me. And if you liked my video, please like and subscribe. And I hope that you guys come back next week. Thanks, everyone. Bye.